All right, thanks, Timmy. And right now, I am joined by the president of the Historical Society here in Lebanon, Illinois. It's Greg Peterson. Greg, thanks so much for joining us.
Hi, thanks for coming, John.
Down the road is one of my favorite places, and we got some pictures of it. It's the Mermaid House Inn. Tell us a little bit of that history.
Well, the Mermaid House was built in 1830 by John Lyman Adams, and it was the premier place to stay in the area at that time. When Dickens visited the United States, he was a certified rock star, and
you're talking about Charles Dickens, the author from England.
Right. He was at the time he visited, he was one of the most famous people in the world. He met 2 presidents when he was here. He toured everything, and he wrote about the visit in American Notes.
And he stayed at the Mermaid Inn.
Yes, he did. Him and 13 other people.
So, and some people say that when Charles Dickens was staying at the Mermaid Inn, that he was inspired to write A Christmas Carol. The famous story. Is there any truth to that?
That very well could be true. He was impoverished as a youth. He wrote about all the society's ills. He wrote about slavery. He wrote about all the stuff that people needed to be aware of.
Yeah. And also, the name of this inn, the Mermaid Inn, it was because he had been a captain at sea and he saw a lot of mermaids. It sounds like he was hitting the sauce.
He believed in mermaids. They were a part of his life.
Yeah. And also we had a president who stayed there, Abraham Lincoln.
Some people think Abraham Lincoln had stayed there, but I think if you look at history and you look at how honest and good he was, I don't see him putting silverware in his pocket to get a stagecoach to come back and pick people up.
You're talking. So they were saying that Abe was sitting there and he's eating his dinner. The stagecoach came and they left because he wasn't done with his dinner. So then he told the police chief or whoever that they took some silverware, and the police chief went and got the stagecoach to come back so they could check him for silverware. And by the time they got back, Abe was done with his meal and he didn't miss the stagecoach.
I suspect that might have been some political thing to discredit Abraham Lincoln, but he was one of the greatest presidents we've ever had, and I personally don't think it happened.
That's fine.
It's out of character.
Yeah. Well, it's nice to meet you, Greg Peterson.
Okay.
Lots of stories, and I'm sure there'll be rumors about us when we leave as well. Sure. When we come back a little bit later on, if you wanted to move to Lebanon, Illinois, and own a soda fountain, you can. There's one for sale, and we're going to touch on that in a little bit. You wanted to say one last thing?
Yes. The Mermaid House will be open November 17th, 5 to 7 p.m. during the
Victorian
holidays.
Celebration. Greg Peterson, thank you so much. We are live in your neighborhood, Lebanon, Illinois, taking a little break. We'll be right back.
Christmas Eve.